Hello and welcome to session 2 of this video series on learning the Portable Stimulus Standard, or PSS. On behalf of the Accellera Systems Initiative, I'm Tom Fitzpatrick, CEO of Big Fish EDA Consulting and a member of the Portable Stimulus Working Group. In this session, we're going to build off the classic C Hello World example to show you how to build a simple PSS model. We'll talk about the critical parts of a PSS model and how you can describe both the scenarios that you want and the realization of those scenarios. And then we'll show you how a single PSS model can be used to actually generate multiple scenarios. So let's get started. Here's our basic C example. So we start with including a standard I/O library for printing. We have a main function, which is where the program starts. We have the body of the program, which in this case is just going to print out a message. And then we have a return statement, which indicates that the program ran successfully. In PSS, instead of thinking about it as a program, we want to think about it as a set of behaviors that we need to execute. So we're going to have a hello action, which is going to produce the hello part of the message. And we have a world action, which is going to produce the world part. The hello action is going to randomly pick a language from one of 3 that we're going to support in this case, English, Spanish, or German. So it's going to produce the hello in that language. And similarly, world is then going to produce the world in whatever language we have. We put these together in what we call an activity, which is the schedule of these behaviors. So we're going to do the hello first and then the world. So we're not going to say world hello, we're going to say hello world. We have the additional requirement that the languages between these 2 actions must match. And so the way we're going to do that is we're going to produce an output from the hello action, which is going to have in it its own language field and the equivalent hello. So we're going to constrain the language of the output buffer to be the same as the language that we chose for hello. And then in the buffer, we're going to have a constraint that says whatever language we have, we're going to produce the equivalent hello in that language. Similarly, the world action is going to have the world field, and it's going to take that hello buffer as an input and have a constraint that says whatever language the input buffer is, which again matched the language from the hello, we're going to choose the world. So that way we are sharing the constraints from one action to another through the buffer. And then we have an exec body block in the world action, which is the actual implementation of that action, which in this case is going to print the message that's going to print the string equivalent of the hello field from the hello action and the world field from the world action. But we can do a lot more in PSS. So if we focus on testing just the fact that we can do a world message, so we just have the world action to do in our activity, there has to be an equivalent hello in order for this to be a valid scenario. So the rules that we've set up are that the world action takes a buffer as an input. So somebody has to provide that buffer. So we have to infer the hello action, which is then going to choose the language, pick the hello, and send it down to world. But we can have other actions as well. So we can have a hello English action, which again produces an output buffer of the appropriate type, in this case constrained to have the language of English. We can also have a hello Spanish action and a hello German action, which are similarly constrained. So now, by just saying we want to do world, the demands of the system are that there must be another action that's going to produce a compatible buffer. And in this case, we can pick the hello action, which is going to randomly pick a language, or we can pick one of the specific languages. So you can think about this moving forward in your own system, where if I want to do a DMA transfer, my DMA action is going to require some data input. So I have to infer an action that's going to produce that input. It could be another DMA transfer, it could be a write, it could be whatever. So we'll talk a little bit about that as we move forward. But this is just a taste of how a very simple model in PSS can, by the rules that we've defined in the system, produce a large number of scenarios that are compatible with our critical verification intent, which is what we put in the model. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this session. Please be sure to watch the next video in this series, where we'll talk about how PSS supports both horizontal and vertical reuse throughout your verification flow. Hope to see you there.